and gentlemen, we are the Millie Goats. Welcome back to episode 234. Shout out me, suck at everybody else, and Tex, actually. He's 234. Good for us. It is April. What?
It's like the AK and Tex Eiffel Tower show.
That's right. That'd be weird because we're brothers.
Yeah. Is it? Some people are into that.
Oh, Lord.
A whole bunch of clips.
I'm back. I'm back.
He's back. J.U.Y.S back from Augusta. What's going on in Augusta? It is April 16th, 2025, National Banana Day. Oh, gosh. The Savannah Bananas are going to sue us, aren't they? Damn
Come to Charlotte.
They sold out Clemson, didn't they?
Yeah.
Dude, they sold out Charlotte, Bank of America, in like
Clemson
5
Stadium
hours.
in the last 20 years. They're just going to be the Savannah Banana fans now because they won in Clemson Stadium.
It's a show, man. It's a theatrical show.
Oh, you've been there. That's right.
Yeah, we went down there. I was just going for a normal minor league baseball game. You know,
that ain't
the crawdad. And then some guy comes out there on stilts. And what is this? What is this? It's mayhem. What have I signed up for?
I love it, dude. All right, Hen Dog's here. Our RBC Heritage insider, Harbour Town expert, Greens master. But first, we're going to talk about the WNBA draft that happened the other night. Everybody got your notes on the WNBA draft?
Yeah, got them right here.
I'm kidding. We're not talking about that. I mean, congrats to all the ladies that got drafted, but we're not talking about that.
There's our 3 minutes of basketball.
That's right.
All
We
right.
did it. Here we go. Also, it's Banana Day, so we'll get to that in a second. But I just want to let everybody know, new order of hats is in. I forgot to mark the X's on these ones that have already been called for, but we do have a fresh order of hats. So if you're listening, watching the show, contact me. We'll hook you up with a hat. They go fast, so just let us know. And you can look like us. Rope hats are in.
Well, look like y'all. I still haven't gotten mine yet.
We discussed that before the show. You're not gonna make me look like the bad guy here. And I figured out that I am the worst social media picture taker because yet again I took this with clothes on the counter and stuff in the background, and you will just have to deal with it. So it doesn't matter.
How have we not gotten like the hats that have been sent out? How have we not gotten one at the RBC tournament? How have we not gotten one with the mountains in Utah? How have we not gotten one, with the bridge in Pittsburgh at a Pirates game or something? How have we not gotten good pictures with these hats yet?
All we got is a dock that is falling apart, and we know that there's a piece of PVC pipe running underneath the dock that's ready to explode at any minute with a little bit of water.
I fixed that, dude. I fixed it. I'm a plumber.
We also got hats with lots of booze in the background for somebody that doesn't drink.
Wait, what?
When you took the pictures first time, there was like Tito's and
I thought you meant like
booze,
like they booed me off the stage. I was like, I got booed. I didn't even. I mean, I've been booed before. I don't care. So, BMO. First of all, BMO. We feel. By the way, people listening to the podcast is in front of a live studio audience on the internet. BMO says he's still waiting on one, checking the mail every day. This is BS, dude. I've explained to you 17 times. You said you wanted a flat bill. I had to wait for the flat bills to come on. Then I send you a picture of the flat bill, and you're like, where's the flat bill? For a guy that's supposed to be an eye doctor, you can't see the flat bill that's literally sitting right in front of your face right now.
It didn't take him that long to get a Carolina Panthers hat.
Oh, let's not compare our show to an NFL franchise, but I mean, not yet, anyways.
There's more of his friends on this show than there are his friends on the Carolina Panthers.
He
did ask a valid question for Hen Dog. How long into the pod are we going to have to wait to see a calf flag?
You gotta watch to the end, baby.
Hey, that's in the Millie Goats After Dark section. Okay. On the show, we're going to finish up the Masters. J.U.Y.S was there. We really didn't speak to him much at all, hardly the last week, even though he was at Augusta. We're going to talk about the RBC Heritage. We're going to talk about the headlines. We're going to do a fun debate. But right now, we're going to start with Banana Day. And I had no idea. Tex, you may have known this. Tex and I are gearing up, by the way. We've been sending each other fishing stuff for the past week. Fish are in the Neuse River. Oh, we're about to be out there all day Saturday. Bananas grow from a flower with a single ovary, having a soft and sweet middle. That is a really bad sentence that this website wrote.
What?
All right.
This
Next
guy-
topic today.
Also contain one or more seeds. It's worse. I didn't read it. All these qualities make bananas botanically berries. So a banana is a berry. Did you know that, Tex?
Learn something new every day.
I feel like I knew that. So the fact
You
that
know
Tex doesn't know that. I've heard. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just heard. I've heard that, and never really like absorbed it or obtained it in my knowledge.
Yeah, Bima or J.U.Y.S watched it on a reel on TikTok or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, bananas.
You read it once on TikTok.
Well, I did work at a grocery store, and I knew that they were in the berries section. So, therefore,
Not.
Where does the
They're in the
berry
produce section.
begin and where is it
There's
end?
no berries
in the produce section, they have different sections within the produce section
The bananas
It's
are
like-
on a standalone kiosk, dude.
next to the berries.
Yeah, get out of here, dude. They're on their own thing. Get out of here with your ridiculousness.
Look, next
No.
time you
Yeah.
go, to the produce section,
I
what
went-
are the bananas
Went
beside?
today. You know
Except
what
for
the bananas
Aldi.
were?
At Aldi, they're across
You know
the
what
street.
bananas were on the table.
Aldi, they're across the street. It's the berries, and then across the street is the bananas.
Did you know what the banana of the nut family is? Cashew.
I know,
I'm gonna say cashew.
Yeah. They grow on
No.
trees. I didn't know that.
I know what a banana hammock is.
Speaking of that, how was the Masters?
That's good. That's good.
Great segue.
Anyways, the Masters. Okay, let's put a bow on this because I do have a whole bunch of pictures and things. So we'll go ahead and do this. Dog, did you enjoy the Masters?
I
As a
surely
golf
did.
guy?
Yeah, surely
Dog,
did.
he's a resident guy that says he shoots 75 and actually shoots like 85.
Never
So
seen him
he's
shoot
one-
below 80
yeah.
before.
Never seen him do that. He's the guy we're always talking about. Says, "Oh, hey guys, I was playing great the other day."
It's
So,
like net versus gross. You know, you go ahead, tell them you're a net.
okay. The Masters. This is the most watched Masters final round since 2018. The final watch or the final round was the most on any network in 7 years, averaging 12.7 million viewers, up 33%. Shout out BMO. And it peaked with an average of 19.5 million viewers around 7 to 7:15. Led by the Masters on Paramount Plus on Sunday Red, the largest non-NFL sports day ever. Most streamed golf event ever on Paramount Plus with triple-digit viewership growth versus last year. J.Vi, did this feel like the most watched Masters ever since you were there?
I would say so. I mean, just from, we can't take our phones out on the course. So coming back to the content center and checking my phone, each time it was like up to 100 messages from you guys. So I figured everybody was watching it because you guys are everybody. But it had the build up you wanted. I mean, it had Rory Bryson rematch from the U.S. Open. It had Rory crumbling on the first hole. We got the tee shot on the first hole, opening tee shot for Rory Bryson. We knew Bryson went left. We couldn't really see where Rory's ball went, but we assumed that it was in the sand. So we jumped ahead to the second hole because the way that we have to travel at the Masters, like we can't just go up and down the fairways because they don't want to see carts. They don't want to see any of that stuff. So like we have to go all the way around. So we're like, we're going to catch them on the second hole. So we get to the fairway on the second hole. And as we're getting there, the 12 goes to 10 on the scoreboard. So everybody's like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Nobody really knew. But then Rory goes in the bunker on the second hole. And he pars the second hole, Bryson birdie. So Bryson goes up 1. So everybody's dialed in. They're like, here we go. It's about to be a battle. And then that was about as far as that matchup went because Bryson did not show up the rest of the time.
He was so bad.
First of all, you're driving a cart at the Masters.
Yes.
Dude. God, I had the respect for you. Like, damn, J.U.Y.S humping, all the sound equipment and cameras everywhere, all through the course, and
all over the undulations, the hills.
I have done that. I have done that, but not for this tournament. Well, usually like for these majors, I do a lot of the interviews. I do a lot of different things. But then when the actual play's going on, I become like a glorified producer, camera assistant. I'm helping my camera guy carry his tripod. I'm getting him from each hole. I'm telling him, hey, Rory double bogey this hole, or hey, Rose is getting hot. He's birdied 3 holes in a row. Like, we need to jump forward to hole 14, 15 to get him, and things like that.
What was the most epic shot that you guys got on camera, or wish you got on camera?
It's hard to say actual shot wise that we got, but I would say the most epic shot that I witnessed with my own eyes was for sure Rory on 15 on the final day.
Oh my gosh.
Because where we were is it's the 15 green. There's a TV tower just to the left of the green, and then there's a TV tower like right behind the green. So we are underneath the TV tower to the left of the green. And my camera guy is like, where's Rory? Like, I see where Bryson's at. Where's Rory? I was like, Rory is behind the tree. He's going to have to punch out. There's no way. He doesn't have a shot. He's going to have to punch out.
Yeah.
Bryson shoots. He goes in the water. Rory lines up, and he goes, yeah, I think he's going to punch out the way he's lined up. And Rory hits that high arcing hook.
Randy Johnson
slider.
slider.
Looked like a freaking curveball, 12-6.
It looked like one of those wiffle balls that you throw like on the commercials late at night, like 2 a.m. It's like the wiffle ball with the waffles in it, and then you like throw like a 73-inch curveball.
And then it just hits that funnel. Like a lot of the guys, well, I think Michael Kim touched base on this, but like Phil always talks about how all these greens have funnels. And if you can hit the funnel, like the ball's always going to funnel to one spot. And it seemed like that funnel was towards that hole that day because a lot of people had an eagle chance or birdie in that hole. And Rory knew where those funnels were. He's played this course for 15 years now. And he just hit it in the right spot, and that ball funneled down to like 5 feet of the pin. And I looked at my camera guy, so he just won the Masters with that shot. Little did I know he was going to miss that putt and still have to battle for it. But seeing that shot was a very like, wow. Like, that's why he's a professional golf player.
Yeah.
He lost it like 3 times that day.
Yeah.
I remember that shot that you were talking about too, though, because they had a camera guy behind Rory, and he backed up enough to where like you were trying to like say, okay, is he going to go under? Is he going to go over? Is he going to go out? And dude, it was like a hole that big where the limbs were not at. And I was like, there's no way he's going to try to hit that. And he dotted it, dude. Just dotted that circle in that little small gap. And I was like,
same thing happened on 7 too, because we were with him. He went left on 7, and I don't remember what we went to do, but we went to go get shoot somebody else. And where we were, we heard the roar, and it was like a Rory birdie roar. I mean, those are significantly different than any of the other roars. Like the gas for something Roy did and the roars for Rory birdieing or whatever were significantly different than the other roars. So you heard the roar of like Rory doing something, and you're like, holy cow. Like, he either holed out or he did something amazing. And then when the scorecard flipped and he parred the hole, everybody was like so confused. And I didn't see the shot later, but that was a shot that he went over the tree.
No,
where he was like 10 feet from the tree. He went over the tree to within however many feet he was. But the roars are significant. So we weren't with him on 13. We were with Rose was on 15 green when Rory was on 13. And so Rose birdied 15, and he's going to 16 to shoot. And Patrick Reed or somebody, maybe Jason Day, was hitting. He was playing in the group behind Rose, and he hit the ball. And about the time that he hit the ball, the fans gasped like, oh no. And like everybody looked up at the scoreboard, and I didn't see where his ball went. So I thought that he shanked it and he hit somebody in the stands because everybody turned like towards the scoreboard, which is behind him. But that was when Rory double bogeyed on 13. Is when he hit it in the water and double bogey, and they put the score up. I thought somebody just hit the ball that bad and they hit somebody in the stands.
Did you see any squirrels?
No squirrels. I saw no squirrels.
That's so weird. How are there not any squirrels out there?
So being there firsthand, like before they started, tee off and stuff, do you think the crowd was with Rory from the get? Like who had the advantage for the crowd? Was it Bryson or Rory?
No, I think it was Rory. I think everybody knew the significance of Rory winning. It was going to be a better story, better for golf if Rory won versus Bryson. But I think they wanted Bryson to make it close. I mean,
yeah, I think. Well, this is what I was saying. The casual golf fan wants to tune in and see like a football game where it's back and forth, and it's just like that's just not how golf is. Like, and everybody was showing their colors.
The first 3 holes was like a college basketball game. Like it was just back and forth. It's like that was like 3 lead changes.
That's awesome.
But I don't think I even like it. It didn't really sink into me. I mean, obviously I knew the significance of it and like what I was there for, but I think it's still just like kind of sinking in, like what I actually witnessed. Like he's one of 6 players to complete the Grand Slam.
The only European.
Well, and only 2 in the last 50 years. And Tiger's the other one.
You know who's next up? Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was the thing. Is my goal. My goal was to get my career Grand Slam of going to all the majors before Rory. But Rory had the first opportunity this year, and he took advantage of it and did it. So now I just got to beat Spieth, which I think at this point I'll probably have a good shot.
Golly.
Spieth has won the Masters. He's won the U.S. Open. Has he won the Open Championship?
I think his is PGA. I don't think he's won PGA.
He hasn't won the PGA. He got second in 2015.
Yeah.
He won the Masters in 2015, won the U.S. Open 2015, and finished second in the PGA in 2015.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened to Spieth? I think we all know that.
He did hit a ball of a man, perfect shot, and sit him down though. Did you see that?
Wait, what?
When he was walking to his tee shot on the last day, he cup checked a guy with his putter.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we played that video. That was hilarious.
That was his agent.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Jeez, dude, listen to the show. Jeez.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
Well, here's the next one. I'm so glad that this came out that Scotty Scheffler account was fake because he had me fooled. I was like, wait a minute. Scotty Scheffler tweeted that the green jacket looks good on him, and then somebody said it's not the real Scotty Scheffler account. I was like, thank God. That was really put me in a blender mentally. So, and this is what you said on the other day.
Yeah.
Ludwig Oberg with his triple.
Lost $500K triple bogey.
That's so bad.
That's insane, dude.
Well, Patrick Reed missed a shot at the playoffs by 3-putting. I don't know which hole it was.
I think it was.
He was like 10 foot and he 3-putted and he missed his chance at the playoff.
I think it was 16. It was one of the later holes. This was just a cool little quote. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it was about Rory's parents, about how they worked like 100 hours a week. Like his dad would work during the mornings and the afternoons, and his mom would work at night. And then it was just saying that he bought him a house.
That's what I'm so confused about is why they weren't there.
Oh, I don't know.
They weren't there, and I don't understand why. Like he talked to him the night before, he called him right after. His dad said out of all the times he's watched him on TV, Sunday was the first time that he's ever poured himself a drink while he's playing because he was like all messed up. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a money issue. Like Rory has his own private jet. I don't understand why they weren't there. They knew he was going to be in the final group.
Maybe they just didn't want to deal with being at the Masters.
Maybe. I don't know.
Walking all over Augusta.
Sure. What's going on at Augusta?
What's going on? All right, so hey, here's Jordan Spieth. 2013 won the John Deere Classic. 2015 Valspar, Masters, U.S. Open, John Deere Classic, and Tour Championship by Coca-Cola. 2016 Hyundai Tournament of Champions, Dean and DeLuca Invitational. Yeah, because he was asking when he just won. 2017 Open, Travelers Championship.
He did win the Open?
Yeah, 2017.
He is going to win, dude.
2021 Valero, Texas Open, and 2022 RBC.
We're going all in Jordan Spieth for the PGA. We have to.
That would be hilarious to cut Rory's
down
short.
So hard. Oh,
I'm not like a huge Rory fan, but like it was cool to see. My question though, and I have it written on the board. I was trying to think about who Rory is compared to NBA players. And at first I thought
what NBA?
Maybe Rory is LeBron James of the NBA because he's not Jordan. He's not Tiger. But he doesn't have as many wins as LeBron. LeBron actually has a scoring title and stuff. So my question is Rory McIlroy the Larry Bird of the PGA? Because Larry Bird's looked at as a great player. Everybody respects him. But Larry Bird only has 3 championships. Rory doesn't even have as many wins or majors as Phil Mickelson.
What was the short white guy that used to play for Utah Jazz?
John Stockton.
Dude, that's who Rory is. Stockton.
But Stockton never won. Rory's at least won a couple. Yeah, that's true.
Who was that European that played for the Spurs back in their heyday?
Ginobili?
Ginobili.
He's more like a
good
Ginobili.
one.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. I've been looking at all these stats at like what Rory's done. Everybody's saying he's the top 15 golfer in the world. He's got 26 wins and 5 majors. Like he doesn't have that many wins.
Koepka has 5 majors too. That's the one that makes him the most mad. How nice is that course? That's all.
Phil has more. It's so nice. Like you can see what Augusta touches. Like if you go anywhere in Augusta at all, what Augusta National touches because the grass is that much greener than everywhere else.
That's stupid.
All right, real question. Your wife's not listening.
No.
How much money did you drop?
That was another thing that gets me is everybody talks about like how affordable the pro shop is. I bought 5 things. One hand, count them on one hand.
You dropped
$375.
Dang.
Very affordable.
That's what I'm saying.
If you fly a private jet in there.
Yeah.
Like what?
I just don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe the gnomes, maybe the puzzles, maybe the coffee cups are affordable. Like, not the shirts, not the
wrappers.
shirt.
The wrappers from the pimento cheese sandwich. That's $1.
Yeah. The food
make a quilt out of.
Yeah.
This one said we only had strokes gained data for 25 majors. The table below shows cumulative strokes gained putting. Rory's Masters win was the worst putting performance at -0.6 for the week and the only one to lose strokes. So he putted garbage at Augusta.
He's the only person to have more than 2 double bogeys and win.
Great. He had 4. That was the record.
Yeah.
This was just about the green jacket. These are some facts. It's made by the same company, Hamilton and Cincinnati. The one when they win it, it's not one that's made custom for them, just somebody who has one that's closest to them. And then it says it's fit for the tournament for their own jacket, and then they're permitted to wear it a year outside of Augusta National. Then it has to remain at the club. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, 3 have been auctioned off, 1 for over $600,000, but the company selling them got sued. Billy Casper, the 1970 champion, was buried in his green jacket. So Tex was right, like the Stanley Cup. You get to have it for a year, then you give it back.
Yep.
Good call, Tex. Anything else on the Masters?
Griffey was there.
Yes, he was.
I actually had a lot of interactions with Griffey and his crew because they're doing a documentary on him. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. But they were following him around, and at one point, he was like, "I want to get." Because the tee times were opposite. Like I can't remember if it was Scotty and Rory's tee times were later and earlier or whatever. But it was like he wanted to get somebody. Maybe it was Rory, and Rory is like on 5 or 6. But he's like, I need to get Scotty or them too, or whoever it was, Bryson. I was like, well, you should go to 6. You go to 6 green, and once you're done on 6 green, you walk right across, and you'll have 15 green, 16 green, and those other groups will be coming right through there. So that's what he did. And then I saw him later on 18 when Bernhard Langer was walking up 18 for his final walk up 18 that he'll have, and Griffey was there, and he was like so thankful that I told him that, and he was like, I got these great shots. I appreciate you telling me. And then so like he shot Bernhardt doing that, but then later in the week, or actually it was when Rory was about to come up 18 on the final day on Sunday. The guy that was with Griffey was like, "Hey, I gotta get Ken down there," which was weird. He calls him Ken, but I gotta get Ken down there. How do I get through? I was like, just follow me, dude. So like they followed me and then like walked in front of everybody, and then Griffey got in his spot that was set aside for him. And I don't know if you saw his pictures, but they're pretty legit. I mean, he had some good pictures of Rory winning, which was cool.
There's one when he was in the downward dog on the green after he won.
Yeah.
Just so you could say he had that dog in him, downward dog.
Yoga. I felt bad for Bernhardt Langer, dude. He was even.
He should have made that putt, dude, on 18.
He was even on 15 and ended up +3.
You know what they should do is bring back putting on the jacket outside again. The whole clubhouse interview where they're like, they got the old guy sitting there.
They do put it on outside.
No, dude, like they put he gave it
not
to
on
him.
TV, they don't.
Yeah, we had to watch 60 minutes talk about God, who knows what.
On
They
TV,
do it on the putting
TV.
green.
Click. Shut up. Nobody
They do it
watches
on the
60
putting
minutes.
green.
I want to see him walk off the thing, put the green jacket on, and then spray champagne on his jacket. That's all I want to see.
That's kind of BS. You don't even get to wear your own jacket after you win it.
Or drink a champagne and beers.
Well,
you know what you should do if he was really confident?
They learned their lesson after Happy Gilmore.
Call up Hamilton and make your own green jacket. And be like, no, I already had it made. Shoot him or Gavin this thing. Anything else on the Masters?
Not unless you have questions.
I don't. Anybody else have any questions about the Masters? Well, we move on to another week. It's Easter week, boys. Guess what? We had to power rank Easter candy. So we did. Here's a graphic. Hen Dog, feel free to tell us which one is not as good as all the other ones, because you probably like some crazy like Twizzlers or something. Actually,
no, he likes candy. Awesome. He likes candy whistles.
He likes chocolate rocks. Okay, Here it is. The Easter themed candy power rankings. Butch submitted one late, but it was candy corn. I couldn't tell if he was being facetious or serious. So Dylon has his, Tex has his, Edge has his, J-Vi has his, and I will let you all read them off and state your case as to why you chose yours. I will go first because I was pissed. I chose the Snickers egg as the best Easter candy. It's salty. It's sweet. It should have been the one that's in the aluminum foil. I don't know what this garbage is with the plastic wrap and the long rectangular box. Give me the one that looks like the Cadbury caramel egg like they used to be. Don't Reese's my Snickers. I will not stand for it. Bring back the old wrapper, but this thing is absolute fire. For whatever reason, the egg tastes better than the candy bar. That's the reason the Snickers egg is a top tier.
You're a nut guy.
Yeah, I brought up cashews. I love cashews. If they made Snickers with cashews, that would be awesome. So, Tex.
Don't have the right crunch to them.
What are you talking?
Different crunch than a peanut.
Yeah, it's buttery.
No, I'm going to do Dylons. I'll do Dylons for him. Hey, guys, this is Dylon, and there's nothing more delicious than a bunch of tiny little chocolate balls all in your mouth. They're so smooth, so colorful, they're so crunchy. It's just the best candy that can crunch and get all up in your teeth, and I love it.
I was waiting for you to go.
That was great. Mine is Dylon. My choice was the caramel egg because there's nothing better than biting into that egg and having all of that caramel just exploding into your mouth.
Well,
the ratio is outrageous of caramel to chocolate.
You get that nice string of caramel as you pull it away, dude. Mm-hmm. It's so sweet. It's so gooey. It's just the perfect Easter candy.
I can't take you
It's
serious
Easter.
because you pronounce caramel and caramel two different
Yeah,
ways.
you can't
So
make
what?
up your mind. You're in a pretzel
care.
right now. It sounds like you
I don't
just
care.
ate a bunch of caramel.
It's definitely caramel. It ain't caramel.
Yeah, what are you
No,
from the 1940s?
I was looking at it on my screen. It's spelled caramel.
It's
CARA.
spelled caramel.
What are you, Jay Quellen?
know.
Aaron?
I'm gonna start
But
talking
look,
You
okay.
nice?
No.
You nice?
It's
Minion.
like that debate that I sent last night. Is it ginger ale? Ginger ale? Ginger ale? Or Smoke, who says it's ginger ale?
Definitely go over the smoke on that one too.
Ginger ale.
All right, J-Vi.
Go ahead, J.Y.
Oh, well, see, my favorite candy of all time is peanut butter M&Ms. So the closest
true.
thing you can get to that is the Reese's peanut butter egg, because M&Ms, the only thing they do is just change the color. So I'm not going to count that because they're not really doing anything different. But a good Reese's egg, because to me it's a little bit bigger than the circle.
Yeah.
So if you put it in the freezer, pull it out cold, no crunch, but just the smooth peanut butter chocolate.
That's my number 2 for sure. That's my number 2 for sure.
I'm going to call you out,
just-
though, because you don't know.
Just
He
the
doesn't know
honey
ball.
chocolate eggs that people make.
He didn't even know there was a
You ever had
white
those?
chocolate Reese's egg.
Because I'm not
Why would
racist.
he? If he likes the chocolate ones, he did. First off, he didn't know it was chocolate till he met a white chocolate one.
Yeah.
Edge, go.
I just
He
took
didn't
white
know- he
chocolate
didn't know it
because
was chocolate till he saw white chocolate.
I just took white chocolate because Java took the other one. That was the goat, and the caramel egg was already taken. So I just took the white chocolate Reese's.
Buddy, those Cadbury milk chocolate eggs, that was my first pick. Those things, the crunchy ones are so good. I can eat a million of those things. The white Reese's egg, my wife was like, that's one of the best ones. Hen dog.
Hey, you know what we should do?
What?
Pancakes with the rainbow eggs.
Mm.
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 Easter egg pancakes.
Yep. Let's do it. Yeah, we should do that.
What's
Yeah.
Hen Dog thinking?
Hen dog, what's your top? What's
Hen dog.
top tier Easter?
I mean, I like G.U.Y.S. I'm
Move on.
Reese's egg kind of guy. But look, I thought I would see just the original bunny in the tinfoil.
Bunny
You
big
know,
ears?
just straight up milk
chocolate bunny?
chocolate. Yeah, a little chocolate bunny. They come in all sizes.
Too much chocolate for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of. Also, somebody could have put jelly beans on here, but we're a bunch of sickos and perverts. We don't even. That's probably the number one candy of Easter is jelly
Or
beans.
Peeps. I thought I'd see some Peeps.
Absolutely not.
I thought Butch was gonna go Peeps for sure.
He must said you eat that Snickers egg upside down. There he goes. Bua says Starburst jelly beans are the best non-chocolate.
My wife buy those. I'm not a big fan of those.
You don't like the Star? Oh my gosh!
No,
Starburst
I'm
just not a jelly bean guy.
Yeah, me either. I'm with you, J-Vi. I'm not a jelly bean guy either.
I like.
I mean, if they're out, I'll pop a few, but I'm not like. I don't
Would
know.
you rather eat Skittles or jelly beans? What's the difference?
Skittles,
1,000%. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Especially knowing that they're banned in other countries.
Wait a minute.
Skittles are banned in other countries. You can't buy
What?
Skittles in other countries. Yeah, dude, travel some. Get out there.
No, I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
Well, it won't be long. They'll be banned in America the way things are going
Probably.
because of Red Dye 40 and all that stuff that's in it. It's going to get banned. So,
Eva says the all reds are elite. Speaking of Red 40.
yeah, not so fast.
Okay. Well, that was Easter candy. So, okay. J-Vi, hit the salute your sports drop, and then we're going to go through those quickly, and then we'll talk some golf. Salute your sports. Those are all original. We make them all in-house. Don't laugh, Hen Dog. Okay, this is segment Hen Dog where we just yell about sports. Finally, after 35 minutes, shout out you. Here are the 3 topics. Number 3, we'll start
Wish
there.
we could get a picture of Hen Dog making a tackle and put up there, but that never happened. So,
Ooh, burn.
Dude. Hey, there's 2 out of the 4 people, or the 2 out of the 5 people in here have torn ACLs before. We're torn ACL brothers.
I will say this: I saw somewhere, maybe it was DraftKings or somebody, but they posted who was the best number 34 to ever play the game. And I did scour. I almost asked you to. Had to get you to send me a picture. I couldn't find one online of you playing with your 34.
Oh, dang!
I should have done the one where all arm in arm walking off the field. I'm trying to think if there ever was a picture. I did
Delaware,
make a few tackles.
The Delaware kickoff is what I was looking for.
Oh my gosh, dude! No, that was got my helmet knocked off.
You got to wear your helmet on the field,
dude. Got my helmet knocked off. NFL draft and attendees were announced. Who's the next Will Levis? We'll look at the list. Then we'll talk about the Nico thing is out of control. He might Le'Veon Bell himself. I think he already did. And Colorado's retiring 2 numbers. So here we go. Let's get to it quickly. Here's the draft attendees, on-site prospects that have been announced thus far. Here's the list. There's 17 of them, I think. Of these people, of these players, who's going to be the one? Because we had Will Levis a couple years ago, and before that, I think it was Aaron Rodgers. Were there
Jalen Milroe
Brady
not going in the first round.
Brady Quinn?
Brady Quinn was
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, Aaron Rodgers. I'm right. That's the one I'm looking at. Jalen Milroe, dude. There is no way.
Jackson Dart's not going first round.
So it's going to be between those 2, right? It has to be Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe that's going to be the one with the camera sitting on him, and all their families we're just rubbing his back, and then his girlfriend will leave him like Will Levis's did at the draft, and
or Morgan Wallen.
Somebody will release a tape that's not appropriate, and then they'll be like, "Oh gosh, look at that, he's back." Would you say Morgan Wallen?
Could you imagine if one of us was sitting in the green room of the draft, your phone would be blowing up constantly because we all take turns calling hey, what's up,
I'm
dude?
sorry if I ever had the opportunity to go, even if I knew I was getting first picked, I would not go because I would be with the boys.
That's true.
I agree with that. That's good.
Unless you made your agent agree to let all your boys come there and just be there with you in that room.
Well, that's the thing, though, is as soon as you leave there, you go directly to where you got drafted from. So I'd rather be with my boys the little bit of time I had.
That's a good point. But that also is once in a lifetime walking out on the stage. But
yeah, I don't really care about that stuff.
Yeah,
who wants to go out there and hug Goodell anyway?
That's a good point.
What if somebody goes out and nut taps you?
I don't honestly know who a lot of these guys are.
Yeah.
Who is Tetariel McMillan?
Oh, he's the receiver from Arizona. Everybody likes him. He's got a bad attitude, apparently, but hey, who cares about that?
He's a receiver. He's supposed to have a bad attitude.
You're right. He's ahead. That's ahead of the game, dude.
I like that in my receiver. Give him the ball.
Gene-T's going to be there. Travis Hunter. I don't see Shador Sanders isn't going to be there, but I think the question was, Tex, who do you think is going to be the Will Levis or the Aaron Rodgers or the Brady Quinn out of this list?
All right, great answer. All right, moving on.
Yep. Okay. Next.
What's that?
Dude, Tex froze his picture for those of you that are watching. Froze his picture. It sounds like
no idea where he's at.
Thought in the background, what are you doing? Feeding the cows in the background, or what?
He sounds like the kid from Hey Arnold, where he's just breathing heavily into your ears.
Man, I got to move away from the mic. I was reading.
Who do you think?
Reading those names, and I was literally typing in some of the names to see who some of them were. Like I know Ashton, G.T., Travis Hunter. I was going through some of those names to figure out who they were.
Is it Jaheed or Jihad?
I don't know. I guess it's Jihad.
The H is stopped.
Oh my God, we're gonna get banned.
Okay. Moving on. This guy stinks. Nico Lima Lama Livia.
So those guys were.
I'm a lever.
I believe
I'm a lever. I believe I can fly. This is where it starts. It's getting weird, guys. He almost sat out of the college football playoff game because of he wasn't getting paid. Which he went on to go for a whopping 14-31 for 104 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns and got absolutely massacred. So that started that he was going to sit out the playoff game. Great, good for this guy. And then
Those
it came
Lamar
out.
Jackson numbers though.
Ooh, easy.
Oh, I love that. Then Tulane said they were interested. So did North Carolina and I think UCLA. So Tulane and then North Carolina both pulled out. And so now his camp comes out and says the narrative was BS. A family friend involved in negotiation tells FOS. The other sources disputed them. And he did not push for more NIL money. Okay, sure.
Sure, yeah.
And then Urban Meyer gets involved, and he says Tennessee is screwed. They have a problem. Nice job, Tennessee, making a stand. They usually play Florida every year in October. Can you imagine that game's going on the other way? And Heupel grabs a microphone and stands at the 50-yard line and says, "It's okay. I made a stand way back when." Shut up, Urban Meyer.
I bet he goes to Ohio State.
That would be funny. And now it's reported that he's going to UCLA. But then it came out earlier tonight that he wasn't going to UCLA. Then UCLA's not offering him anywhere close to $4 million. So that's where this whole thing is. It's a complete joke. Go ahead. Who wants to go?
So I got 2 things. So one, I saw tweet or Instagram, I can't remember what it was. It said, had a picture of his dad and a picture of Nico beside each other. And it says, imagine your son goes from $46,000 a week and you push for $82,000 a week to now you're both getting 0. And like, that is the most epic meme right there that I was trying to find it and send it to you real quick. The second thing is like, I think we talked about this a little bit some last show, but let's be real here. Like, this whole Tennessee taking the stand, doing what's right is the biggest load of horse shit that anybody's ever heard in their life. And like, they didn't take a stand for anything. They're going to go to the portal. They're going to get another player and they're going to pay them $3-4 million. Like, so it's just somebody that's worth it. They basically told Nico, yeah, you're not worth $4 million. You're only worth 2 point whatever it is. That, and congratulations for saying that your quarterback that you paid is not worth the money that you paid and kicked him to the curb. Like, I get that, but you're not taking a stand on shit trying to do what's right. You're not doing any of that. That's what aggravates me is everybody makes Tennessee like, oh, Tennessee did so good. Oh, no, they didn't. They don't give a crap about standing up for what's right. They're just trying to say, you're not worth that money. We're not going to pay you that. And then all of a sudden he said, well, I'm going to walk. Well, Tennessee said, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. If they wanted to take a true stand for it, they would sit there and say, all right, we're going to have walk-on tryouts. Let's see how big of a stand you're going to take then. Let's actually see what's going to come do then. Another thing.
I thought you were going to say, they were going to trade him to Clemson. See how big of a stand he really is to trade him to Clemson because you're still mad because Clemson hasn't gotten their orange back.
No, Dabo said they didn't want him.
Clemson can afford him because they keep raising ticket prices.
Easy. Another thing too is like, I almost wonder if this guy does go play somewhere, how big of a idiot is he going to look like if somebody says, well, I'm only going to pay you 1.5 and he takes it?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to.
I'm telling you, he Le'Veon Bell'd himself. Like, he completely Le'Veon Bell'd himself.
He might have to play for nothing.
Yeah. Might be going D2.
Yeah. Seriously. I mean, people are going to want to deal with if it's his dad or whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
What he's going to
want to deal with it. Somebody said he should pull the George Costanza and just show back up to Tennessee like nothing ever happened.
What he should do is he should go challenge that quarterback for the flag football team that's trying out for the Olympics. Take his job. That's what he should do. Dog, what do you think about this guy?
It's just a distraction. It's a distraction to the whole game in college football, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. Nobody wants to be this kid's teammate.
Terrible.
Yeah.
What would you have asked for, Hendall, if you were playing now?
I was in no position to ask for shit.
I said, "Can I be on the team, please?" That's what I would have said.
Can I get steak and chicken?
Yeah.
Y'all need some
I don't need steak. I don't need steak and lobster. That's for sure. I mean, I did have to ask for my first national championship ring to be cut off my finger and ask for a new one. So
At what point do
I
all
asked
these
for-
boosters start getting together and saying, "We just paid this kid $2 million. We want our money back"?
Oh, I mean, that's what everybody's like. Oh, when the players have all leverage, I'm like, dude, they don't have. You were sadly mistaken if you're in that camp.
My wife's uncle, he's a big time donor at West Virginia, and a couple years ago they had that kid that transferred from USC. I forget what his name is, but
Sloter.
I don't remember what his name is.
Slovis.
But no, it wasn't that guy. But anyway, he was like a big time recruit, like the biggest recruit they'd gotten there in a long time. And they were going to pay him. So as soon as he got on campus, they went and set up him a bank account, put the amount of money that they said that they were going to pay him in that account. So he had it. He played at West Virginia for 3 games. He got hurt.
JT Daniels.
Yes. And then transferred out of West Virginia after 1 year.
Oh, my
And
God.
Michelle's uncle, or my wife's uncle, is just like, hey, at a school like West Virginia, we don't have the type of money that we gave him to give kids every year.
Right.
And for him to do that to us, set us back. Now we can't pay anybody.
Yeah.
Because what if that happens again? It's just not a good investment. That's not something like if Edge decides to, through his company, pay a player, that's not something you can write off on your taxes. They don't allow that. So it's just like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's not a great investment for people to even do it to begin with, much less pay these kids that type of money.
It's going to happen before long to where it's going to start being contractual agreements where, we'll say, all right, we're going to pay Hendog $5.2 million. And if you leave within 3 years, you're obligated to pay us back that money.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And now other schools are going to, and it's going to be like coaches, right? They're going to have a buyout. They're like, all right, well, we want you. So we'll pay your buyout and get you your $1.6 million extra just so you can come over here. That's what it's going to turn out to. And it's going to be terrible.
Well, think about it too. Is like, a lot of these schools, the donors are going to be like, all right, we haven't won a national championship in 15 years. Let's go all in 2 years. They get it. All right, we can take a break. We got a national championship. Let's take a break and not pay for a little bit. It's just not obtainable to continue to put that amount of money into.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know.
I couldn't imagine being a donor and just be like, oh, I have that much money where I could just give it to a football program.
Well, you hear what's going on now, right? Now, a lot of former players are like Crosby is going back to.
Oh yeah, he's assistant general manager.
Yeah, honorary assistant general manager. In other words, stroking a check to get players, and that's good and all, but like these players that are in the transfer portal every year or 2 years, like what school when they go pro, if they actually make money, are they going to write a check to? Because they don't have any school loyalty. They're going to write a check for every school they're at.
They're not going to give any credit to the school,
right?
So
I saw some picture and it was like definition of the portal, and it was like a dude getting recruited by Penn State, but they said looking to transfer from Mississippi State, but then he was flexing and on his arm he had the Georgia Bulldog logo tattooed on his arm. It was like his 3rd school transfer.
Golly.
Hey, look who it is, Hen Dog. Josh Jackson. Yes, it is Hen Dog. Game on. Will says it's called Tackle Football Guys. Draft the guy that can't be tackled. He's game on. Isn't that what Ashton Genty said? Didn't he say something along those? He said he had a quote like that or so. It was crazy. Josh said most of the donors don't want to pour into the NIL. Plus, it's not tax deductible. There you go. Yeah. So, but, anyways, that's Nico. It's getting out of control. I'm done with that. But he'll sign somewhere, I'm sure. And then Colorado said that they were going to.
Wait. Before you move on, I see you kind of glaze over their BMO's comment just because they had to deal with a Niners guy.
What?
There
This
you
needed to
go.
happen, just like Kaepernick getting cold-shouldered and made a point that he's not bigger than the game. NCAA needed a guy to get an example made of.
You just wanted to glaze over that comment because Kaepernick was the Niners, and you're like, oh, Niners at all costs is greater than anything else. So,
well, no, sometimes it scrolls up. I forgot I didn't see it. So thank you for reminding me. Patriots said the SMU got the death penalty for paying players in the 80s. Now it's a must. Dude, you're not kidding, dude.
And they'll be back soon because they have money.
Yeah, they were back already. They're in the playoff in the first year.
Yeah.
Josh said put that late night cookout down. He caught you, dude. All right. Shedeur and Travis Hunter's jerseys are going to be retired Saturday during the spring. Thoughts? Tech.
Saturday, if they're retired, no, next Saturday's the draft, right?
Yes, next Thursday.
I was going to say they retired them during the draft.
Tex, thoughts?
I think this tells me that maybe Dion isn't in it for the long run. That's my thoughts.
That's a hot take.
That's my thoughts.
Elaborate.
He's going to Dallas. He's going to Dallas, dude.
I think that Dion is trying to get a little bit of legacy here. Got a couple Hall of Famers that he's 2 jerseys retired. I understand kind of Travis Hunter's. I don't really understand Shedeur's.
Travis Hunter wasn't even the best receiver on that team.
I still think it's way too soon to retire a guy's jersey. Like
it hadn't even been a
season
year
after they play. Yeah, the season after they play,
1-8 in the
not even. I don't know.
It doesn't mean they're not good.
Cordell Stewart's number's not retired.
Dion Figures. Have you seen his numbers?
They just have to have something to celebrate. They have nothing else to celebrate.
That's right. Josh said the same thing before today. Slash, baby.
Happened before Cordell Stewart. And I'm pretty sure the guy who was the national championship winning quarterback there before Cordell Stewart also doesn't have his jersey retired. So, I don't know.
Eric Bieniemy played at Colorado. Do you know that? He's like their all-time leading rusher, one of their top rushers. His jersey wasn't retired. I mean, he did turn their college around or their university around. So
did he?
I mean, from what it was
they made a bowl game. That's like they didn't play for the conference championship. They didn't win a conference championship.
But they were awful. They weren't even competitive.
I get that, but a lot of coaches and players turn a franchise around. They don't get their number retired.
Here's what
after they leave.
What this tells me is that Deion Sanders is an absolute alpha dog. He said, "You're going to retire these kids' numbers," and they just said, "Okay." And I kind of respect that, whether you think about it or not. I'm just like, he basically was like, "We're doing this." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "That's okay. Good for you, Deion." He brought them out of playing midnight games. That's true. It's true.
They still play some midnight games because I couldn't stay awake for a lot of their games.
Let's not forget that they almost lost to North Dakota State week 1.
Yeah.
People forget. Anyways. Any thoughts?
I hate the whole like dad's a coach argument just because my dad was a coach and I had to deal with that and prove a lot of people wrong. But I'm not seeing immediately after you're done playing, get your number retired.
Hunter, I get because he's a Heisman. Like I understand that
he won the Heisman.
Shedeur, I don't. What did he? It said he's a 13-12 record and 8th place Heisman. I guess he was a Heisman almost finalist. So
he didn't go to New York. Yeah, I mean he was barely he's like an SEC basketball player. He's 13-12. He's like almost 500.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, and then Travis Hunter's on his tour. He said he'll never play football again if he doesn't play wide receiver and cornerback in the NFL.
Easy.
Like I don't.
Yeah, just throw him out there for a couple plays. Like
those are big words, and after you just seen what happened to Nico in the NCAA, so
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
He's not. I don't think he's sturdy enough to do both in the NFL.
True.
I mean,
People
what
are-
is he? 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Set him across the middle.
That's
Yep.
what I don't understand. I thought both of them were a little undersized.
Travis Hunter for sure.
He's a good player, though. I mean,
it's not a knock on his talent. That's what I think he's getting it confused. Everybody's like, you can't do it. You're not talented. No, it's just like for the longevity of your career, it wouldn't be wise.
Look,
But-
I think he could be a very good, maybe all-time great defensive back.
Yeah.
There are a lot better wide receivers in the draft than him.
Yes.
He could go up and get the ball, but he wasn't even the best receiver on his own team.
It was Joey Horn Jr. or whatever his name
Yeah.
was.
So I just think, I don't know, to say like I'm not going to play unless they put me at receiver. All right, we'll put you at wide receiver 5 and let you run a bubble route twice a game.
That's a good point. He said he couldn't stay healthy, but he missed. He got his bell rung playing receiver once against Colorado State. It was a cheap shot, but
Yeah.
good point, Patriot. Okay. Yeah, that's what he said his conditioning is insane. That's a good point. And playing in Boulder is like playing in Boone. That's a good
true.
point. Very good point. I just think for his longevity of his career, I just think he shouldn't. But I don't know. What do I know?
All he needs is 3
I couldn't
years
even
and 3
I
games.
couldn't even make it as a long snapper for 3 days before I shattered my ACL.
It was the turf, dude. It was the turf.
Telling you, dude.
If we played
That was
on grass, you'd still have your ACL.
That's true. I'm not
he
getting that
probably
argument.
would lose it at the dock, though.
Dude, I almost did lose it at the dock last year. Hopped off of there when the dock was wet. Full Henrik Lundqvist split save. 1 foot on the dock, 1 foot on the boat. Like hanging there like the freaking Barnum Brothers circus. Just absolute panic show. Almost killed myself. Never do that again. Okay, I have one thing for the water cooler debate, so just hit that quickly, and then we're going to talk golf. Let's do it.
Serious? Oh my God, you're an idiot. Are you kidding me?
Okay, this is it. I love these little factoids. Here we go, boys. Text, everybody, pay attention. Studies suggest that men under 5'9" live an average almost 5 years longer than men over 5'9".
B-Motors hope.
Short king.
B-Mo and Tex.
Get that, dude. How about that? Huh? This is it. 1992. Whoa. This was from 373 to C-SPAN. The findings revealed that men who are 5'9" or shorter lived almost 5 years longer. And the men who were 5'7" or shorter lived almost 8 years longer.
Wow.
Weight played a role. 140 pounds or less had almost 8 years longer compared to 200 pounds or more. Whoa. So these results support the entropy theory of aging, which suggests that increased body mass may accelerate aging due to greater metabolic demands. Whoa. So looks like short is back, boys. So reverse. Now, does that go by your license height or your actual height? Because you can.
You cannot lie on your license. I've tried that. Speaking of being short, though, we did a thing with Caitlin Clark at the Masters. And I did it with like a different group than the guy I was normally with. And when I got back to him, he was like, how was it? How tall is she? And I was like, it was good. Like, it went great. I was like, she's actually not as tall as I thought. Like, me and her were looking eye to eye. And then about a few hours later, someone sent me a picture from the set. And Caitlin Clark was towering over me. My forehead was at her chin. She's like 6'1" or 6'2" at least, maybe 6'3". But it was bad. I did not remember it that way. I had to fess up, put my hand up. Caitlin Clark towered over me.
Way to get bodied, dude. Way to get bodied.
Pretty embarrassing.
Pretty bad. Anything on the short kings?
No, let's go.
All right, let's go. We got golf to talk about. Get that out of here. All right, if you're allergic to electric guitar solos, cover your ears. It's golf time. Okay, here we go. Let's talk RBC Heritage. We are on from the green jacket, and we move to the plaid jacket. One of the sweetest jackets. There's a lot of jackets here, from the Florida swing to the Georgia to the shores of South Carolina. If you win all those, what kind would that be? If you win all three of those, that's got to be sweet. You get a green jacket, a red jacket from the API, and then the plaid jacket from the Heritage. That's
got to have all of them, right?
I mean, forget the Grand Slam. Oh, he does. You're right. Yeah, forget the Grand Slam.
It's the grand closet then.
Yeah, make you a quilt.
The grand wardrobe.
Looking like your
Gold
granddad's
t-shirt
couch.
quilt, dude.
Like at your grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Looking like
Sad
TJ
thing
Maxx.
is J.U.Y.S probably got the same color jackets, like all of them, from Coach Moore in his closet right now.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. So we move on to the Heritage, Harbour Town, golf course, Hilton Head, Trey Hen Dog. That's when you come in. We got 72 golfers. There is no cut. 3.6 million to the winner. I had some other golf news, but we're just going to skip that for now because it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it at a later time. You see how I did that, boys? I finally did it. I skipped some stuff.
Wow.
I'll
You
be
saw how
darned.
late it was.
I'm growing up. Wait a minute. No, we're not. We're going back.
Here we go.
I'm kidding. Breaking news: 2028 Olympic Games, mixed teams, men and women. Ryder Cup teams released. Mini driver, weird. Any thoughts on the mini driver, boy?
Nope. Cool. All right, Hen Dog.
It's a 3-wood.
Hen Dog.
No.
It's a hybrid.
Share your knowledge. You said earlier you kind of leaked a little bit of information about what's coming on and who you're picking. I'm gonna give you this is a multiple choice answer, and I'm gonna leave one out just in case. Hadwin, Taylor, Connors, or Hughes.
Tell us about the course, Hen Dog.
Do you want me to answer Edge's question or tell you about the course first?
Tell us about the course.
No, answer my question first. Don't listen to AK.
Answer his question first, then tell us.
Well, tell us about the course, and then based on each individual attribute of the course, give us your pick based off of that.
Yeah.
One
Tex,
by one.
you can't talk anymore. Your picture's still frozen. You should mute your mic.
Yeah, really.
Tell us about the course and use the golfers as adjectives about the course.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I will say it's been cool nights here. It's been real cool nights, but it's not rained at all. There's been no rain, and it's been really windy. So all those greens, all those fairways, they're drying out. So it's going to be a little difficult to keep the ball on the small greens around here. So it's kind of who
That's
can
different
hit
than usual, right?
Yeah, typically we do have cooler weather, but it gives us a rain or two before the tournament. This year it's been for 8 days now, I don't think we've seen a drop of rain, and it's been really windy. So
What's the Gator situation down there?
Are the greens going to putt faster than the Masters?
No, because the greens here are just, it's an island. We're on an island. They're all pretty flat. I couldn't say that they're going to be faster. Yeah. Yeah. There's less undulation on them.
So
they're just smaller. What
are the vibes like down there? You just came out with one of the record-setting Masters, but typically, this is after the Masters anyway. What are the vibes coming off of them? Are people just tired, exhausted, or is it still full go?
It's full go spring break. It's cocktail hour now. They've had to have their cell phones away from them, and the fans are just itching to go out there and start partying.
So you're
What's
saying
the situation down there?
The alligator situation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Actually, in one of the developments here, we older lady and her husband had an encounter with one.
Oh gosh.
Had to stab its eyes out.
Nice.
Chubs.
Yeah.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Chubs.
They're
Close your ears, BMO. We're not
Did they
talking
bite?
about that.
Did they bite his hand off?
They had to get airlifted out. I think
Gator bit my
Airlifted.
hand off.
They had to get airlifted out?
Yeah,
The
Good
gator or the
Lord.
old people?
it happened just a couple of days ago. Yeah, it wasn't in Harbour Town or anything, but it's close. They're everywhere.
Oh
They're
my
huge.
gosh. You can't even get a squirrel at Augusta. And out here you've got
We're-
freaking Teenage
You
Mutant
got
Ninja
gators.
Turtles.
We're out here making wallets and boots and belts.
Right.
You got leatherbacks. You got leatherback. Remember the villain from Ninja Turtles, Leatherback? It
Yeah,
was like a Cajun gator.
right.
Here's what you should do. I
Leatherback.
thought about it. You should rescue a crocodile, raise the crocodile, and then take it around with you and see if it's more alpha than a gator. And that way I think that would get a better stance on who the alpha would be. And then you could just release it and be like, oh gosh, we got, instead of like humans that they'd be after, you get crocodiles and gators, like a full on battle.
What if you got a crocagator?
Oh,
I
they'd
don't
probably
know.
start intermating. Could they intermate, Tex?
See what's crazy is the alligators
think
around
so.
here. The alligators around here, they can get adjusted to salt water. So
Mm.
you'll be out there in the intercoastal and like, oh, there's a log out there, and then look again, it's a 10-foot alligator
Yeah,
floating
look
in the
again, it's gonna-
intercoastal.
You got to gouge its eyes out. I don't know what they use. Okay, so the greens are going to roll a little faster, and these are the golfers people are betting on. They're betting on a Straka bounce back because he stunk last
He
week.
was terrible.
Bad. We got a little Hoagie in there. We got a little Cantlay. This is the one where Patrick Cantlay usually gets a top 5, from what I've been reading.
Yeah, he's usually pretty solid at this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do it to yourselves, folks. Sung J M, that was you missed the boat. If you didn't go Sung J last week and don't do it. There's no way. No way. This is going to come back to bite me right squarely in the cheeks because he's probably going to win this thing, and I can't wait. It'd be great.
No, not a chance.
I think Lowry's still playing a little hot, but he's probably going to miss his buddy back there in Ireland, so he's got feelings for him. So I'd count him out. Straka,
He played terrible on Sunday at Augusta too.
Yeah. His mind's somewhere else. He wishes he was drinking pints with Rory back in Ireland.
Oh yeah.
Why isn't
Yeah.
Rory playing? Scotty played. He won the Masters.
Because he wanted to run back to mom and daddy.
Well, they weren't there for him.
Emo said, hope to see you with a Gator golf bag on the next trip. We're trying to plan that. Also, this is kind of a description here where it just goes over the course. I love that it's no cut, 72 golfers. Pete Dye positional course, dog legs, angles, woodlands, overhanging trees, coastal winds.
Couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
47% of approaches from 150 to 200. The greens are Poa Travalis. Off the tee, less than driver. So that's pretty much the description of this. Shout out Ron Close, one of the greatest in the game.
You played here, Hen Dog?
I played actually in the sponsorship back in February.
Yeah.
I think I was like 2 over on the front 9. And then I looked at the scorecard and then I shot like a 94, I think.
Oh my, that bad
I
on
had
the
a
back?
terrible back 9. Terrible.
Clearly.
Yeah, I was.
What are you, Nick
I
Dunlap?
swear.
That is Hen Dog to a T. He plays 9 and then he just counts that score for 18. So
Because
he's like,
honest-
yeah, I shot,
Yeah, it's
74
4 over at RBC Heritage. I could have played from the tips if they.
But honestly, like the front 9's like closer inland of the island, so all the back 9 is kind of where you get a lot of the wind. And I'm not saying that's what happened. I just straight up
Sure.
choked.
Yeah.
like on 13, the green that's surrounded by the bunker, and then you got 14. I hit it in the bunker, couldn't get it out of the bunker, triple bogeyed that one. Get to the 14, hit it in the water, twice. So
you basically played Rory's 13 and 14.
Basically.
Were you playing with people?
I was playing with my boss, but we weren't keeping scores or anything. Or we were keeping it wasn't captain's choice or nothing. It was just out there to support the cause. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get to some golfers we like in this course. So who do you like before? Do you want us to go or do you want to go?
I was looking at it, and the last couple of weekends watching golf, we're always seeing Connors, Corey Connors. He's finished top 10 3 or 4 times this year already,
he's playing great.
and top 20 twice, I think. And plus, this is an RBC Canadian bank, hosting it. I don't know. The odds seem pretty good for him. And then any other golfers that know how to hit it straight. And then, Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler won it because he's
the most boring golfer ever.
Most boring golfer ever. He can hit it straight when he wants it to, and then he can pick the club, and he knows his distance. If you can hit it straight and your distance, because all the overhanging trees here can block you out from the green. So
but he played like crap last week. He finished 4th.
Well, he was playing out of his mind last year when he won back to back.
Yeah,
he won like 8 times at the beginning of last year or something crazy.
He was having an outer body experience for sure.
That's usually, if he was going to win, it was going to be. This is weird because normally all of his wins and his success comes early on in the years. Like early on, like in the season. Last
year was the first time he won past April
or March or May or something. So, I don't know. Okay, so you think Corey Connors?
It's a good pick. Corey Connors playing very well.
He's playing really good.
Is this a course though that like you got to score high, like you get out front? Yeah, because Connors isn't that type of player. I think that's why he couldn't really do it. Him or that's why Justin Rose didn't really pull away. I mean, he did the one day, but
that's what I was saying on the show. I was like, Justin Rose is not somebody that's going to go out there and just keep putting up 65s. That's just not.
I mean, his day 3 at Augusta was +3.
Yeah.
And that cost him the green jacket.
I don't know. See, remember like a couple years in a row that's been pretty tight. I think remember Spieth and the other kid Fitzpatrick had to go in a playoff.
Yeah.
So it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's just going to straight up run away with it.
I forget that Fitzpatrick.
It's been like a -17, -19 winner.
Yeah, I mean, you get it on the green, you got a pretty short putt because the greens are so small.
Yeah.
Oh, that Wesley
shoot the birdies.
Jim Furyk won it back in 2015.
Right, baby.
Matt Kuchar won it before. Snedeker, 2011.
Right, baby.
Wow. Is Sned's playing it? No, he's not playing in this. This is a signature. Dang. Okay. Well, here's our guys that I have a 6-pack of winners that I've not yet won one, but I give them out every week. Here's the guys that we picked for your DraftKings lineup. Anybody care to go first?
I'll go first. I went with Brian Campbell, and I went with him
last week
because I needed a $6,000 player because that's all the money I had left. So I went with him. And you're right. Last round at the Masters, he played with the marker, the guy that's a member, and he went like -5 or 6 on the last day. So he's got some confidence about himself now. He hit the ball well the last time he played, so I think that carries over. Brian Campbell, top 40, minus 125.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm riding this hot hand, dude. I'm riding this whole redemption tour. Get me on the Nick Dunlap train. Let me
He's
Dunlap
a good player
it up.
too.
Let's go, dude. He shot a 90, comes back at Augusta, shoots a 71. Everybody's piling on him. Story of the tournament. I'm riding the hot hand. I want Nick Dunlap to go out there and get a top 20 at plus 450. Put him in your DraftKings lineups. The driver is not the driver's where he had the yips. So this is a course where he may not need the driver a lot. Dunlap.
I thought for sure you were going to hit Jason Day again.
Nope. This is the guys. I go low on the guys. Jason Day is probably too expensive for me. See, I'm not Dylon. I'm not going to go there and pick an 8,100 guy. Okay.
Here's the thing about Nick Dunlap, though, and this is why I think that, like other sports, we should get some type of injury report. I'm not saying I know he's injured. I'm not saying he is injured, but his wrist was taped. So it makes me think that maybe he's battling something. I don't think he would ever claim that that's the reason why he played as bad as he did on Thursday. But if somebody goes and gets treatment for PGA because there's betting involved, you should get a list of Brian Campbell got his back needled. Back pain. Like, you should know
because
before
his back needle, I'll call him and be like, don't do that anymore.
You're putting money on these guys if something's wrong with them.
Isn't Dunlap that young kid?
Yeah, he played very well in the last year.
I thought he always had his wrist taped.
He might. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea if he is injured. I noticed that his wrist was taped.
Is it the right? It's the right wrist too, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's trying to holler at Copperfit and say, "Hey, what's taking you so long to get the sponsorship?"
Yeah, it's not for old men, dude. Just give it to anybody.
Edge, I put your guy on there. Did you see I put your graphic on?
Yeah, man, I see it.
I got you. Tell us who you're picking.
The Glover, of course, man. You got to get him.
7th tournament in a row.
I was going to ask.
Go Tigers.
This is a perfect tournament for him because it does get a little hot in Hilton Head, so sweat should be pouring out of his veins.
Yeah. Dude, somebody get that man something. Dude wipes. Depends. I don't know. Something that'll stop his sweat from bleeding through every single one. Tell him to get thicker khakis. He needs some like cotton khakis where we don't have to look at that all the time. But shout out to him for just owning it. He doesn't
He's
care.
got a good chance. I mean,
to sweat or to win?
To do both. To do both.
What's Oberg's odds?
I don't know. He said he was hungover from the Masters and he didn't even drink alcohol.
We saw him today.
I'm looking it up.
Hey, Virus or J-Vi is Netflix full swing of? Were they at the Masters?
They weren't.
They were not.
No.
So they're probably definitely here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that Augusta allowed them there this year. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
No, I did not see them. They weren't there. I saw them last year at the Masters. They weren't there this year.
Okay.
Butch gave you Cam Davis, 6,100. I love this. This is like an all redemption tour. And then Dylon gave you Ryan Giroux at 6,600. That's his lowest player this season.
Ever.
I know. Let's screenshot it. Tex, what about your guy?
I'm taking Max Homa at 6,700 because he was finished 12th?
Yeah,
in the Masters. Playing some really good golf, and
he's got the new caddy bump.
Riding that high, and Oberg's odds to win it plus 1,200, and that puts him at third. Top 5 is plus 240, and top 10 is plus 115.
Book it.
Homa also, he got a new caddy, but him and his wife also announced that they're pregnant. So I'm sure now that the secret is out, it's like a weight lifted off his shoulder. He's not having to hide it from the boys anymore.
you weren't on the show. I was like, and we made a big deal about that because it was like he was hitting like 370 gazillion range balls, and we were all like, no wonder he's hitting so many range balls. He told his wife he has to go to work, and he just keeps hitting golf balls because he's quote unquote work. So that makes it's like he's not fooling us. Those of you with kids, nice try, pal.
Go travel with kids.
Nice try. That's why you were at the range. It's not because you couldn't figure your swing out. So, but it just like I said, he's playing back.
I went to the range
dad.
yesterday.
You did?
Yeah. I felt inspired. Plus, I'm playing in this golf tournament in 2 weeks, so I was like, I need to hit some balls. But I was hitting. I'll be the first to admit when I'm not hitting well on the range. I'm not like, oh, I was striping it on the range guy, but I was hitting them terrible on the range. And then this guy that lives in my neighborhood showed up out of nowhere. I didn't know he was coming, and all of a sudden I started striping it on the range. But he saw it. He saw it, so I'm like, I'm glad I played well in front of him because now
he's going to expect you to hit the ball.
Thinks I'm a great golfer.
You probably gave him a head nod and a hat tip like this. You're like, "What's up?"
Off the mats,
just piss missiles off the mats. What's wrong with you? Okay,
we don't have an option.
Here's the sexy 6-pack of golf winners. Morikawa, iron play is key here. Straka, bounce back. Harmon, this is a Harmon course, dude.
Yeah, I love Harmon for this course.
This is a 100%. Don't have to hit your driver all the time. Plot around the course. This is a Hoagie course. This is a Gerard course. I'm with you, Dylon. This is a Valimaki course. Plus 20,000, boys. He's one of the best iron players. He's top 15 strokes gained approach.
JT wants this to be a him course, but he's just not.
It's not. No, it never is. Okay.
Spieth had a top 14 at the Masters.
It's just when you watch Spieth play, it's like a.
But for him to win the PGA Championship, now's the time to peak.
Yes. Yeah, but it's just like watching him is just like whenever somebody's in a talent show, but they it's like when somebody's singing the national anthem and they forget the words, and you're like, oh God, this is awful. And then somebody jumps up and helps them sing. You're like, oh, this is a great moment. I'll remember this forever. And then they finish. You're like, man, that was really bad, but I actually kind of liked it. It was really good. And then you're like, Jordan Spieth, golf. That's what it is. Somebody who forgets the word of the national anthem, but you remember it forever.
I thought we were in for a good showing with Spieth and Terrell Hatton paired together at the Masters.
Gosh. I said the same thing. I was like, get a camera. Where's full swing? Any swing. I don't care. Half swing, quarter swing. Just get something. So, okay. Anything left on the golf?
No.
Trey, do you have anything else? Hindizzle.
Dude, the Millie Goats and to the Millie Goat family, thank you for having me, man. It's been fun.
Hey,
where is the Millie Goats sponsorship party going to be at the RBC? Tell the fans so they can come meet and greet Hendall.
What's your address? Give us your address.
Your zip code.
I will be at a house in between 1 and 9. So if you can find me.
Nice.
I'll have the greenery shirt on, sponsoring the Heritage Foundation.
He's just gonna have plaid sheets hung out all over the place. It looked like a pirate ship. Just same pattern as the jacket.
Well, wear your hat, and if you see Michael Kim and Novak playing together,
oh yes,
tell them you loved them on the Millie Goats.
Yeah,
that's true. I'll look for them.
Shout out Novak and Michael Kim, the pairing of the century.
Trey will be the guy with the nicest calves you've ever seen.
Yeah, facts.
I'll go get a picture with Dwayne Bach.
Oh,
you probably wouldn't be able to tell us apart.
Oh, all right, dude. We're gonna do some how dare yous. What do you think?
Yes, love it.
All right.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare me? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you, sir? You're gross.
How dare you?
How dare yous? Who wants to go first? Quickly.
I go first because I got 2.
I got 2 as well.
My first how dare you goes out to my dad
Get him.
because there is a tradition unlike any other of every year. It's been 3 now that I've gone to the work the Masters. They have phones that you can call people. Every year I've called my dad, and not one time has he answered the phone. And I have to leave him a message, and he claims, "Oh, it's spam." Blah, blah, blah. But how dare you? So now it is a tradition, unlike any other. I call him.
Right.
It
Now he
goes to
can't answer.
voicemail, and I leave a message.
He can't answer.
So he answered this year?
No. Didn't answer. I called him 2 different times. He goes, "I think I figured it out. I was able to get that number that you called me from and say that it wasn't spam." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "So now you just have to call me from the same phone." And I'm like, "Dad, there's like 100 phones out here. Like, I can't just wait for that phone."
All right. Who wants to go next? I got mine ready.
Go ahead.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Mine goes out to the Tennessee Titans. Just go ahead and tell us that you're taking Cam Ward. We're making us wait. Why wait?
Yep.
Go ahead and just do it.
Proud
Just
of
say
it.
We're taking him number 1. Yeah, that's your guy. Like, that's your guy. That's your guy. Why? Like, what are you waiting for? Why make us wait till next week? Just go ahead and say that's my guy. We can talking about who's going number 2.
Because that's you being new generation draft guy.
Yeah.
With all this
Ooh,
information.
that's old generation draft.
No, back in the day, you had to wait until the draft happened to know who a team was going to pick.
That's TikTok brain. Texas on TikTok brain. He's been swiping left too many times.
Probably the Cowboys are going to call and trade up for it,
TikTok.
take the number 1 pick overall.
You want to get one of us mad, just tell us we're on TikTok all the time and be like, "Oh, get off your phone, get off TikTok."
Or you don't know ball.
Yeah, you don't know ball. Okay, that's a good one. Here's mine. Speaking of the Cowboys, Cowboys legendary running back Emmitt Smith calls out the Eagles fans, telling them they have a long way to go before catching Dallas. How dare you, Emmitt Smith? Your franchise, your team, you bunch of scumbags.
What do you have to do?
It's my how dare you. Emmitt Smith, you loser.
What are you talking about?
Shut your mouth.
How dare
dude.
you?
Shut up.
Why say how dare you?
He's preaching this canary in
He's
the coal
talking
mine
facts.
over here. Canary in a coal
He's
mine.
talking
Now all of a
facts here.
sudden they win 2 Super Bowls and they think they're the best thing on the planet. And everywhere I go, I hear "Go Birds." I'm sick of hearing "Go Birds." I'm always asking you where you're
me
going.
too.
You still got a long way to go to get to
Me
it.
too, Mr. Thrawn.
You're sick of hearing "Go
Right on.
Birds." Your team stinks.
I'm sick of
They
hearing Go
stink.
Birds.
The Cowboys can't win. They can't beat them. They can't win anything. They're garbage. You have to hear "Go Birds."
Tell me the last time Dak Prescott lost to the Eagles.
I don't keep up with the Cowboys. I know that the Cowboys.
Tell me the last time Dak Prescott played against the Eagles.
Tell me the last time Dak Prescott won a playoff game.
2023, beat him both times.
When did he make
Next
any
question.
type of championship ever, Dak Prescott? Riddle me that.
In high school.
What are the Cowboys fans going to do when Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and Aikman, like, they're not here anymore? Y'all ain't going to have nobody to reminisce about the good old days 40 years ago.
Jerry Jones will be dead.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
we will have been, by that time, won a Super Bowl because once he's dead, we win. Once Jerry Jones dies, we win.
You heard it here first. Cowboy fans are saying, "Go die, Jerry."
Wow, dude. Never come out another man's
Look,
job. How
first
dare
of all-
you, Emmitt Smith?
First of all, shout out to Emmitt Smith for standing up for the Cowboys. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And I love he
Right
still
on,
hates
Smith.
them all.
yeah,
He
they're
still hates them this much.
exactly like that's one thing you got to give him props for, because I don't feel like rivalries today in NFL is way different than what it used to be. And he's still like, no, I'm tired of hearing "Go Birds." Well, I'm sure he's tired of it because Cowboys can't beat nobody, right? So
Right.
I get that, and he's upset at that fact that he's got to go walk around hearing it. So I think this is kind of like sleight of hand saying, "Can we do something with the Cowboys so I can quit hearing this?"
No, the answer is no.
We're about to do something.
Is,
About to do something.
About to sign a contract with Pure Leaf.
is Clemson the Cowboys of college
Oh
football?
my gosh, I love that.
because they're a team that had success in the past, but
Got a bunch
now
of fans.
with
Got a
the
bunch
new
of fans that had that success.
with the new age of having to pay players and they're just not ready to commit to that. Like Jerry Jones doesn't want to pay free agents. Dabo doesn't want to pay NIL.
But they're all in. He says they're all in.
So first of all, I would say if Clemson had to be a team, it would probably be the Bills because y'all guys constantly try to come. Like, I swear the Bills has an office in Clemson for as many players as y'all take from us. So,
That's why the Bills stink.
easy
Can't
what
win.
you say. And then second of all, I would say no, because we are still relevant in the conversation.
Good point.
That is, that Cowboys are irrelevant. Okay, who's how dare you's next?
Clemson did make the playoffs. You're right.
You're right.
However, I will give Texas one thing. Out of all, I saw this the other day too. Out of all the players that came up with Texas quarterback, the great almighty Manning, who's supposed to be taking them to the promised land, he's the only one that is still at that school from his draft class or from his recruiting class.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they keep paying him $3 million a year to not do anything.
To ride the bench.
Why would he leave?
So how dare you, Texas, for not keeping up with modern times? Get rid of him. Tell him to walk. Take a page out of Tennessee and say, you're not worth it. Get to stepping.
Oh, I heard. Hey, Arch, I heard an opening just happened in Tennessee.
Yeah. You want to go back and wear number 16 at Tennessee again? How about that?
There you go. Hen Dog, do you have a how dare you? No.
No, we're good.
Okay.
So look, my second how dare you goes out to my boss. And I'm going to say it like this. So the way we had to drive at the Masters to get from like 15, 16 back to 18 or 1, we went through the back part where they do all the food and all the 18-wheeler trucks park that bring in the food and the drinks and stuff. So all week long, I watched an 18-wheeler Coors Light, 18-wheeler, get filled up from zero, nothing in there, to all the way to where the door closes with kegs. So I'm like, how many beers is that? Like each one of those kegs is 168 beers times, I don't know how many kegs it was, but hundreds of kegs. So my boss, who's not a drinker, doesn't do any of this stuff, he asked me, how many beers you think you've drank in your life? So I've been perplexed, trying to figure it out. I'm like, how dare him ask me that? Because now I gotta know. I gotta try to figure it out. And you're you start thinking about when did I start drinking?
There's no way to calculate that.
But even an estimate, I don't even know an estimate. I started to say a number, and I was like, I don't know. How I was trying to do it by how many cases I think I've drank.
I mean, you can do at least 3 a weekend in college.
That's what I'm I don't know. I don't even know a number. So I'm like, how dare you ask me that? Because now I'm all confused. I'm like, but he got me good. He got me good with that question.
My
you think it's 1 million?
2 million beers?
That's a lot of beers. I don't think it's that many.
No.
100,000? That's a lot too.
There's no way because you couldn't have spent. That'd be $1 million in alcohol.
Yeah, but think about all the cases you bought and trying to go to the bar too. It's probably going to shock you.
And
it make me just.
How many beers we didn't pay for?
Yeah,
easy. Easy.
My final how dare you is golf. This PGA memes and the field rush. Golfers, if they were college football teams, wow, that's a real fun comparison. I wonder where they saw that. Could it have been golfers if they were NFL teams? I don't know. From another account that may have done that before the Masters started. Bunch of losers. Get out of here. How dare you? Unbelievable.
Well, just to put it in perspective, so 24 beers.
Texas doing it. I knew it. That's how I was kind of quiet for a while because I could hear that brain going.
24 beers every weekend for a year is 12 1,248 beers
a year.
So if you just say that's just for a year. So if let's just say that's 5 years of college times 5. So 1,248 times 5
Do you think it was a million?
is 6,240 beers. That's just 5 years. That's just 5 years of college.
Yeah, so not even like at 100,000.
No, so you might be touching 50,000.
Maybe.
Wow,
That's still a lot of beers.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of beer.
50,000 beers.
So
Dude, you couldn't even make a
probably
million.
spent $100,000 in alcohol.
What a wuss. All right. I think that's hockey playoffs are set. I just wanted to flash this up there. This sucks.
None of our teams are in it.
None of them. It's like normally I'm all in the playoffs in hockey, but the only thing that has to be decided is the Canadiens. If they win tonight, they're in. If they lose and Columbus wins tomorrow night, then the Blue Jackets are in to play the Caps. Everything else is pretty much set.
I do like this kind of layout though, because you got 2 teams from Canada, and you got both Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay that's going to go.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. The Canadian matchup is going to be phenomenal. The Florida matchup is going to be phenomenal. Like the Kings and the Oilers have played 4 years in a row. Dallas and Colorado is going to be a bar fight. Those are 2 super talented teams.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one too.
Like there's some good matchups here.
Yeah,
So,
the Winnipeg. I love that Winnipeg and Blues matchup because the jerseys are going to be awesome, and games in Winnipeg are awesome to watch.
Gosh, Winnipeg with the whiteout is just cinema. It's phenomenal.
Yep.
So, and the Canadian, there's a lot of Canadian representation. There's 5 Canadian teams. Holy smokes! So
It's half the tournament.
this is their chance.
How many rounds do you guys think that the Maple Leafs are going to make it this year? They're going to win their first round.
They're not making it past the second.
Losing the
round.
second.
Done. Maple Leafs out second round at least at most. Too
That's
top
their
heavy,
ceiling.
dude. They're the Rangers. The Rangers pass the torch. They got all this talent, speed. They got nothing to show for it. Nothing. Bums. Anyways. Well, this has been episode 234. We did it, boys. Go follow us on all the social medias and check out the hats. Take off the hat. Hen Dog, thanks for joining us, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks for the insight on RBC Heritage.
You got it. Hope it helps.
Thanks, man. Ice Cream Beat. Go.
Later.